Tonight I'm going to talk to one of my best friends, Hilmar, and he is in a lot of ways the reason that I started to do this podcast thing. And also the reason why I started playing in my band, because he was kind of stuck in this Icelandic way of life of working and earning money and owning as much stuff as all the other people in Iceland do. And yeah, kind of figured out that was not maybe the cleverest thing to do. So, hi, Hilmar.
Hi, thank you. Yeah. I mean, it's news to me, man. If I inspire someone to do something, that's news to me.
Right?
Oh, it's wonderful,
This is a bit awkward though, because we kind of started this talk, and after about 10 minutes of talking, we found out that we were doing it in Icelandic.
Wrong language!
And that's such a small percentage of the world that we just can't be bothered with that shit.
We're practically an extinct part of the world, so.
Yeah. But you were in university, right?
Yeah, studying business. Business. And I was going for administration and leadership. And I hated it. I hated it so bad. And I thought, there has to be something else, because I've been aiming for this and I've been gunning for this for so long, and this is gonna be the thing that's gonna kind of make my life go full circle. This is where I'm supposed to be, suit and money and that stuff, climbing up a corporate ladder, some stupid stuff.
It's such a fucking trap.
It's a trap. I hated it, man. It's a trap, and I thought that by the way people maybe perceive me, how I look and how I sound and how I guess just how I act, I guess that would be the thing that would make my life, just feeling like I belong to a group of people. I don't even know who this group of people is, but it was just in my mind. It's just, you gotta go the corporate way, you gotta get the money, and you gotta have a suit and all that stuff. No, dude, I hated it so much.
I could never see you in that.
Funny enough, I was probably the only one. As soon as I said, so I quit business school and I'm gonna go into acting, and nobody, including my families, nobody would disagree, and everybody would say the same. I could never see you as business, blah blah, whatever. It's like, gee, thanks for telling me. But it's good that they didn't tell me, because life kind of just showed me that this was certainly not my path in life. And I'm glad that I went through all the trouble of reaching the University of Iceland, because I had to finish my high school diploma, degree, whatever. And it's because I finished that I was accepted into a art school in the States,
It's funny how that works, because you kind of have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah. If
somebody's going to tell you, you should go do that.
Yeah.
You're definitely not going to fucking do that.
Yeah. And since 14, 15, 16, you start to think about what you want to do when you grow up and all that stuff. And some people never kind of figure out what they want to do. And I think it's because, just life just throws them a curveball. You have kids or you fall ill, or this happens, and that kind of just puts you in a certain time and place. And that's where, unfortunately for some people, that's just where the rest of your life is gonna kind of play out, And my biggest fear, super afraid when I dropped out of the University of Iceland. I was, just trying to comprehend, how am I gonna get into acting? How am I gonna get into an acting school? And what about money and a house and family and that stuff? There are few things in life that are, just dead certain. And one of those things is money will come and go, throughout your life. It will come and it will go. It will come and it will go. So as soon as I just accepted that made, kind of the road towards, my school and to finish my training and to come back. It just made it, it made it possible, because I didn't worry. I stopped worrying about, well, how am I gonna buy this car? How am I gonna live in that, that big ass house, or blah blah blah.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah,
because you definitely want to give out the money to buy a new car, and you definitely want to give out the money to buy all kinds of material stuff. Mm-hmm. But to hand out money to learn something, that's hard.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah. What helps is, it's an investment, because we squander money, in all this stupid stuff, We buy, countless we buy clothes, we buy, all kinds of, we buy TV, we buy this stuff, we buy this food, we piss away the money, but to actually put it into something that will give you something that sustains you, just you as a person, just this feeling inside that you want to, this upgrade that you want for yourself, just so you can keep on growing as an individual, But it's funny how, and I guess one cannot take this for granted, that you get this shift in the way you kind of perceive money, you perceive your situation, and how you eventually perceive life, what you've been chasing throughout your, adulthood. But to actually come up with something that's tangible, you can now feel it. And just knowing whatever your day job is going to be, like for me, whatever the day job, that's just a job. The real stuff is happening, the real stuff is happening as soon as I clock out and I start to think about a role, I watch a good movie, I talk to people who, want to create something. I have a conversation with someone who's chasing something, that he wants to do something creative, and this stuff, you can't put a fucking price tag on this stuff, because what this takes away the material kind of chase,
I think also you kind of need to reach the place where you kind of crash and burn.
Yeah.
I think that's necessary.
Yeah.
To begin on this kind of road, and somewhere along the line to gain the courage of just being you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're kind of reached that place, then you're kind of free to do whatever you fucking want. And I think you have to reach that place.
Yeah.
In some way or form, whatever the way is.
Yeah.
And when you reach that place, then you can go out and do your stuff, because if you're gonna fake it and you're gonna act out what you want to be and not be yourself, not putting yourself into it, I think it's doomed to fucking fail.
Yeah, totally. To me, it just literally waking up, just, you wake up and instantly you hit a wall, because, I try to fake it, and I try to fake it, and I try to fake it, you know, my way through K-Lit, my way through the University of Iceland, and at the end of the day, you come up short, essentially. And then, like in my instance, I wake up and I have this anxiety and I have this kind of depressive, you know, and I wake up and I just hit a wall. And only from that place did I find the courage to just be completely honest with myself and just do, this is not what you want to spend the rest of your life doing, you know, because there is so much more to life than you know, just studying stuff, doing stuff, just stuff that you really don't want to do. And I think, I mean, it has to be different for each and every one. You know, for some people, it's what, you know, you're walking on, what's the word here? I think it's different how we hit that wall and we hit that kind of crossroad, you know, what we want to do and where we want to take ourselves for the rest of this journey, you know. And like for me, I mean, it took almost 10 years kind of to figure out that, you know, whatever I've been trying to do since I was 16, it's not working, you know. But I think it's necessary to hit a wall or hit rock bottom in these terms, just to have the courage, just to look honestly within and just, you know, what do you want to do?
And a lot of it is also, you're just fucking kidding. You're fooling yourself. Like for me personally, I thought, okay, I just have to get a fucking job, earn some money to pay for my kids, to have nice things and stuff. And it's a fucking charade.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to pick doing something I was lucky. I've been doing things that I kind of am happy to do. I've been doing my own stuff, kind of.
Yeah.
But only to do it because you want to care for somebody else and kind of leave you out.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary. You can go your own path because we don't have a lot of starving children in Iceland.
No.
For people who are actually doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. But I think you should. The difference between you and me, I'm still. I don't have 3 kids to take care of, to support. I can just sell all my crap and just move and do whatever the hell I want to do. But for you, I mean, you have this obligation, and you just got to do what you know. You just have to do. You got to do what you got to do just to support for your family, right?
Yeah. But if you're just gonna do that, and you're gonna be unhappy, you're gonna be a fucking crappy dad.
But that was my.
I'm not a big enough person to do something I hate just for somebody else.
But that was my kind of the point leading into it is now. I mean, just look at what you're doing. I mean, you have this band, you're doing this stuff, and I am, you know, I'm willing to bet money you're going to do more stuff, you know, different kind of creative stuff, right? So hopefully this is a source of inspiration for people who, you know, past their 30s, you know, mid 30s, whatever, and people who have kids and they, you know, they're unhappy doing what, you know, whatever they want to do and whatever they are doing and just deciding, no, it's, you know, I'm too old to be chasing any dreams. I'm too old to be da-da-da-da. Because I think that's wrong, you know. So the way you're coming into this, having, you know, done everything in your power kind of to support your, you know, family and just building this fantastic life. Hopefully this will, fucking inspire, people who are willing to, look at themselves in the mirror. It's like, I'm too old to be doing this stuff. I mean, I could do this for another 20 years and then retire. And
But also, it's also a courage jump, like for you, just to move to fucking LA, to it without just you,
yeah,
if you know what I mean.
yeah.
It must have been.
Yeah, the taxi ride from the airport in late 2017. Not knowing anyone, physically not knowing anyone, not having met my roommates, not knowing if they're, whacked out or not. And sure, there's fear, you're scared and that's but also so much excitement, just, completely just destroying everything you've been doing. Just fuck this. I'm just gonna, dump it in the bin and just, go after it, head first, how, is this gonna work out or not, because I figure, what's the worst thing that, happens? I mean, if someone wants to do something like completely different, and I don't care what it is, you want to be a chef, you want to be a, painter, you want to build houses, whatever. What's the worst thing that could happen if that doesn't work out? I mean, there's nobody, going to show up at your doorstep and beat you up or, haul you off to prison or something, it's just, it's the fear of failing, and God bless, that's been, super close. And just however you're feeling, however shitty everything kind of feels, because I had some pretty shitty days out, while in school, but just finish the day and just whatever, you're still doing it. And if someone wants to do it, if someone wants to, quit their day job and become something that they've always wanted to be, whatever that is, the only way you can fail is by just quitting, giving up, and guts. I mean, you gotta have, guts. You gotta be a little crazy as well, I think. Being a little bit stupid, it helps as well.
And also just give you the fucking permission to fail.
Yeah.
Because it's funny how that works, because you kind of take that away from yourself. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to be perfect at this. I cannot make mistakes.
Yeah.
And you build yourself a fucking wall out of doubt and fear.
Yeah.
And it's plowing through that. It kind of makes or breaks people, I think.
Yeah. I think it's just, how much do you want it,
Mm-hmm.
And that applies to everything. I mean, and just, people, it's fear that is what's, the limitation to what we're doing. And I'm still afraid and that, that will probably never go away. But like you said, to give yourself the permission to fail, it's so liberating,
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I would have, understood that like years back, but it's a journey reaching this stuff and being inspired by other people like yourself and so many others, just to, claim your place in life.
Mm-hmm. Be the person you want to be.
Yeah.
I heard the most amazing quote the other day at the perfect time somehow. And it was, the first draft of everything is shit.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you can hear all kinds of words of wisdom and shit through your life, and it's cool, but it doesn't really ring a bell or mean anything to you.
Yeah.
But it's funny, I heard it the day before I put on the first talk in this podcast thing.
Yeah.
And it somehow hit home and was, okay, it's okay. The first thing can be shit, it's okay. Yeah. And was kind of liberating to kind of just hear that.
It's just, because I bet, because that just removes a certain element away from you.
Yeah.
And just gives you the freaking permission just to sit down and just, hey, whatever this is going to be, it's going to be. I'm just going to do it. Bro. I'm just going to do it. You know? And that's awesome, you know. But
you might have met some cool people out in the school and there. And you did that short thing, which I thought was pretty cool. Ren was the name.
Ren,
right?
yeah. It was a fun. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Just entering, just entering this environment, I guess, of life. You know, where people are, creating stuff, willing to, fail on an epic scale, and just, people are giving them permission to, to fail. First draft is gonna suck. Really inspiring, and just it helped me just to be surrounded by people who just wanna create stuff, do stuff, work together, and collaborate. And what I loved about being on set, what I loved about being on set was not necessarily being in front of the camera, even though acting is what is my choice, it's my thing. No, because kind of the harmony, that surrounds the set, everyone wants to make a fucking, kick-ass job. Everybody wants to, do whatever they possibly can, so everything will just be that much better. And just being surrounded by these people and because that was so brand new.
Not fucking around.
Not fucking around.
We're gonna do this thing.
And not talking about economics and how how money is the bane of all systems and all that stuff. No, but being surrounded by just people who want to just do stuff and just take the chance, dare to suck. That gave me so much, and it still does. And, I'm just grateful would be an understatement of just having done this in school and collaborating with these people whom I still stay in contact with. It's just, being grateful for what has happened, it's an understatement, because I got the rest of my fucking life kind of now.
It was funny because when they released that Ren Thing, that was the first time I saw you kind of doing your thing. And I was pleasantly surprised.
Oh, thank you.
Because you were believable in the plot and totally fucking different from yourself.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, whatever I do, I see it on screen. I'm so,
I get it. I just watched the first interview the other day, and just seeing my fucking ugly smut on camera, it's not a pleasant experience. But what can you do? This is what I have.
This is what God gave me.
Make it shine.
Could you put a little CGI on me, baby? I feel it.
No CGI budget here.
We don't have that in our budget.
Yeah. But I think because to see just someone acting out a role, like in a movie, a person you don't know, it's so different from seeing someone you really know and doing an acting.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you immediately attach the face to that person.
Yeah.
But for me, at least, you kind of broke through that.
I think.
And I could see you as the Japanese gangster motherfucker.
August.
Yeah.
The translator.
Yeah.
Yeah, a teacher of mine said that a good friend of his from his days back in New York, he said that whenever he sees his friend on screen, he has to switch it off because he can't detach the face from,
You have to make an effort for sure.
Yeah. Just imagine my disappointment finishing the first semester and so it's not just mouthing off lines and just pretending to be someone. You got all this stuff going on the inside. Okay, that's interesting. No, I don't know. It's still kind of hard. It's still difficult to see yourself in a situation where you've created something and giving yourself the okay just to, hey, what worked, what did not work, whatever you did it.
Yeah.
So this element of fear, I mean, it's still there.
I think it's always there.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a question of, are you going to do it anyways?
Yeah. Because I can relate to people who are afraid, and I bet we all can relate to people, who are afraid, and the fear becomes, almost, it's almost impossible to overcome it, because it's petrifying, exposing yourself, whatever it is, if it's in a band, if it's in, a studio or you're cooking delicious food for people, and it's just because you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah, but I think cooking food and playing an instrument is kind of different, because I just found this out the other day. I tried to sing here in the band thing. It's not my thing, definitely. I'm not going to do a lot of that. But that was a totally different animal than being behind an instrument. Yeah. If you know what I mean. Yeah. Because it's just fucking you. And I can imagine acting is kind of the same thing.
I don't know, I'm going to take, up singing lessons so I can answer that question at that time. No, I mean, the way I see it is whatever you're doing, if it's something you love, that means you're putting a piece of yourself into it. Mm-hmm. And that's open for, being dismissed or being, rejected, and just, it always keeps that kind of can of fear and self-doubt and that stuff. It always keeps that can open, but I guess it's the way you deal with it. Just, if you do something that's good, it's good. If it's bad, okay, what can I learn from it? C'est la vie,
Yeah.
But I mean, singing in front of people, I'll give you credit for that. That's not something
I'm not there. Believe me, I tried. I didn't say I did it. I tried doing it.
I mean, you had this wonderful kind of, birthday party last summer, and you had the karaoke thing, and the thought did cross my mind. It's just take something easy, like nothing else matters.
Yeah.
But then I saw, people, doing it.
And bombing.
Bombing. Some were very good. But I could not, get up there because, I was, afraid, So in my mind, instead of, laughing at the people who bombed, at least they fucking went up there and they bombed,
definitely.
So
definitely.
that's something that I took with me, gotta put yourself out there, just sing.
But then I bet also because you were out there in school with a lot of people that were doing exactly the same thing as you. not
Yeah.
not the same thing, but in the same industry.
Yeah.
And I can imagine coming back home to Iceland and kind of starting here is kind of a different animal. Would that be?
Yeah. In a sense, yeah. I don't know why, but when you're out there, because LA is, automatically just, LA is Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
And because I started at the 1-year program, so you take 2 semesters, then, it's off to the races. You got to make it, and, all my classmates were, super worried from day one, how are they going to make it in Hollywood so they can get the O1 and stay in America and all that stuff. And I got caught up in that kind of chasing the dragon, chasing the money. And for me, that was just, a negative spiral, because, Hollywood is awesome and all that, but it's not everything. Thank God they're making stuff here, but last summer, coming home, it kind of felt at first like I failed at something, but, I just needed to kind of check in with myself and see that, why did I go, into this? It's simply to create and be with creative people, right? And just have something for me. The money and all that stuff, the fame and the fortune, that's not my main focus. So coming back a month ago, I felt, relieved. I felt happy coming home because I have a good feeling. A lot of good stuff is happening, and I know there are a bunch of people here that want to, create, collaborate, and do stuff.
Yeah.
Like-minded people. So coming home, it's good because I think, if I'm ever to enter Hollywood, the big stage, and all that jazz, it's definitely gonna be, I will start from here, start local, and work your way up. Yeah, because they make it super difficult for people to stay in America. So, and LA is an expensive city, like yourself. It's a wonderful place, though.
They have a tad nicer weather than here.
just a tad. It should be against the law to live somewhere where you exit your house. It hurts. The weather outside, it hurts your face. It hurts. It should be, outlawed and illegal.
No, it humbles you in a way.
It does. It's the eternal struggle of the artist. Yeah.
To be cold and wet.
Cold. I must suffer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I stayed over for a month, October till November. I did this music video for this up and coming artist called Bri Tolani. I hope I'm pronouncing her second name right. She's trending back.
Okay.
Doing music video for her was just, an honor to me to be around people who are, creating and doing stuff. I didn't get any money for it, but,
Was that in LA or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was mid-October.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was super happy to do it because it gave me the chance to go on a set and be around people who are creating stuff and just to be a part of it,
Yeah.
And that's satisfying, I did this promo video for Weezer, the band, where I was, so they paid us, $114 to stand on a football field and be the crowd of a concert and just celebrating and so much fun. It's like, but because you ask, the difference coming home, and all that stuff. I haven't gotten the Hollywood kind of experience, I mean, I didn't go to the parties in the hills and all that because
No.
Because I knew what people were doing in those parties. We're networking, man. Sure, that's what you're doing. I'm gonna stay home and network.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just. I think a lot of positive things are gonna happen here, and
I don't doubt it, man.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. It's just.
And just looking at yourself, I mean, dude, what you're doing now. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. It's just is people are doing stuff, and it's fun to be a part of it, because this is to me this is what is making life kind of, it's giving life kind of essence.
Yeah, it's fulfilling.
Fulfilling. That's the word. Yeah, and that's that's something. I do not believe you can put, a money kind of tag to it. This is equivalent to this much amount of money. I do not believe that's the case, because, we've had money in our, bank accounts and all that stuff, knowing that you can go and just buy, expensive crap.
Yeah.
It didn't make me feel, better about.
No, definitely
Anything,
not.
It makes things easier, and I'm not saying we don't need money,
Don't
but
hate on the money, man.
don't hate on the money. You need money. I mean, of course, you need money to live and eat.
Yeah.
Sure, but it can't be, and that's how I try to live my life now. It cannot be your main focus.
No, definitely
just money,
not.
money.
I've come to kind of just a couple of years ago. I just found out something new about myself, that I wanted to leave something behind.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably a middle-aged thing. That it was not about making it or making something I wanted to do happy. I just felt kind of the urge that I want to leave something behind that nobody knows about.
Mm-hmm. So that's the band, the podcast?
No, none of that. It's something else. I want to do good somewhere in the world and leave something behind without taking credit for it.
I get you.
And hopefully I can see that thing grow and be something that I'm proud of when I kind of exit this place.
You're good at keeping secrets, Bjarke.
No, but I think this is also important because it's easy to get caught up in the ego of things.
Yeah.
Being somebody.
Yeah.
And I've been there. I spent a fair amount of my life there, and I definitely don't want to go back there. But I also want to make my dreams come true.
Yeah.
And I think it's all a balance. It's all a balancing act, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I call it karma, It's just try to do good and you get good, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Taking credit, doing stuff so you can get the credit,
Yeah.
It's
And that for me kind of is, I don't want to get all Christian on you or anything. I'm a non-believer, if you could say. I don't belong to any religion. I don't have Jesus in my life, so to say. But I definitely believe that you get what you put out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of spiritually, that's enough for me. I just know that if I put good stuff out there, some of that good stuff will bounce back on me.
Some of that kind of goodness will kind of rub off and find its way back.
And I also think when you have that attitude, you kind of meet nicer people. You have more in common with better people.
Yeah. Like-minded people,
Yeah.
Just stay pissy. You'll just be surrounded by pissy people.
Oh, yes.
Happy people. But tell me, why the pod. Why did you decide to do, podcast?
A couple of reasons. I've been watching Joe Rogan forever. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bust myself here because I don't remember names of people, especially famous people. Some kind of director guy was doing a podcast with Joe Rogan, and he was talking about he has been doing this his whole life, just taking the time and go talk to interesting people, not recording it or anything, just to learn from other people that are doing stuff in the world.
Yeah.
And I found that fascinating because life is kind of busy. You have to be there this o'clock, you have to do that, you have to do that with your kids, there's a schedule, you have, and a lot of things are moving fast. And just to take a good chunk of time out of your week just to have a conversation with another person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty fucking amazing because it's kind of a way to slow life down a little bit. Just take the time to be you. And
that's interesting. Yeah.
And when you're kind of doing that just one-on-one, it doesn't have to be on camera, but I thought the camera aspect of this was fun also.
Yeah.
And I think the timing was also perfect because I have a disturbing history with all kinds of shit in it.
Yeah.
I'm a faulty person, and I have lived that kind of a life. Yeah. And I feel I'm kind of growing up in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think for the first time in my life, I am that free of the ugliest things I've done in life that I don't care that the world can know it. It's not a secret anymore.
Yeah.
Because all my family knows it, all my friends know it, and I speak about it openly. Mm-hmm. And I think without that piece of freedom, you're not able to do something like this.
Yeah.
Because let's say it hits off and becomes something.
Yeah.
Then definitely there are going to come people out who know the ugliest parts of my life. Yeah. And if I'm not free from that...
Yeah. Especially, with social media and the way people can reach out and the way people now can speak to the masses,
Yeah.
With a one-sided opinion.
Yeah.
It may be true, it may not be true, but if you're not free... Yeah, for sure. I mean, that could be a kick in the kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
If you're not free. So I guess.
Also, my kids are at that age that they know all my history.
Yeah.
And I also I had a talk on the podcast with my oldest son the other day, and we spoke for about 45 minutes or so, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I bet.
And I immediately, after I came home, took the decision, okay, I'm going to do this with all my kids.
Yeah. I'm
going to do this with my wife, and not for anybody else, just for me, because this small thing of just talking to another person without trying to be something or just being yourself and have a conversation about what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Without being on your phone, without being listening to something.
That was going to be my point. Kind of the conversation without the distraction of our everyday life, because we have to. We're you're telling me a story and I'm listening, but still at the same time, I'm kind of
What's happening here on Twitter?
It's a good joke.
What's going on Facebook?
I get what you're saying. I mean, it slows. I mean, it feels like it slows kind of the rhythm of your everyday life down just by giving yourself the time to have a conversation.
Yeah, and talk about deep stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you were a teenager and you were wondering, whoa, and we're looking at the stars and talking to your friend, what's out there and how does this all work? And
yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure we talked about something way more dumber than the stars, you know.
Yeah, but what the fuck ever?
Yeah,
But just,
yeah. The meaning of you know.
what's the meaning of this? And,
Yeah.
And I think in this busy modern life with all the distractions, you think less of these things.
Yeah.
People in general, and also because kind of mainstream science knows it all.
Yeah, we have this.
Which is a total false.
Yeah, I
falsehood.
mean,
but
we, you know,
we
just-
kind of live a fact-based life.
Yeah, as a society, as soon as, you know, someone puts forth a claim and says it's been backed up by a scientist, a doctor, blah, blah, blah. As soon as we read that or we hear that, we're like, wow, this is truth, you know? We're not fact-checking or...
And when you have that, you kind of, I feel, lose the freedom to ponder how life works. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, because
somebody maybe read some scientific article the other day which told you exactly how that works.
Yeah. And you just believe it.
Yeah,
you know, or you Google it and you hit the first, you know, the first search result, and that's honesty and that's truth. You know? There's the internet doesn't lie.
Yeah. But the truth is, there's a lot of fucking stuff we don't know. And we're always figuring out something new that we thought we knew, but we understood wrong.
Yeah.
And I think just talking about life and stuff and what you believe and what you believe in your in your deepest core, kind of your core beliefs.
Yeah.
That's something I think you don't have conversations about anymore.
No. Wouldn't you agree that the way society kind of sets us up, in a way, there is no room for questioning, you know, the existence of everything, you know, your kind of point or reason or what's your purpose, you know, on this, you know.
I have all kinds of weird, like, I believe I've lived a lot of times.
Yeah.
I have no fucking proof for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea if it's wrong or not, but something within me tells me that I am just going through this life learning to overcome something.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I see it. And if I look back on my life, I've definitely been doing a lot of stupid stuff and had to overcome it and learn something by it and gain something by it. And for me, that's kind of the meaning of life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, wouldn't you agree that you know, between 20 years old and 30, you know, there is no room for, you know, for this stuff, for us to contemplate this stuff, because kind of society, the fast pace, the need to be, you know, at 5 different places at the same time and be in touch with, you know, everyone, you know, on social media and that stuff. I mean, I feel that we do not give ourselves the time to kind of, you know, question these things. What do I believe in? Do I believe in anything? For example, you know, do I believe in, you know, if I've lived, you know, different lives, or there is a God or not God, blah, blah, blah. As soon as you hit 30, you know, 30, 31, 32, 33, I feel that's kind of, you know, that's where you start to kind of, I guess the word would be to kind of, you know, just ask about stuff, just, you know, just question stuff, you know, because you're not a kid anymore, you know, but yeah.
That's funny because I've been doing a lot of meditation these last couple of years, and just to drift away and kind of go places without going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting, and it kind of makes you kind of re-evoking these kind of questions within yourself. What's this universe all about?
Yeah.
Are we all connected? Is everything connected?
I mean, it made you rethink your kind of, your core beliefs, kind of the fundamental things that you thought maybe, this is Bjarki.
Yeah.
And then you meditate, for 2 years or whatever.
And it's also because I fucking crashed and burned, to be honest. Because I thought I was going to be, I'm going to be this contractor. I'm going to have a large company and have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Tried that shit. Yeah. Failed fucking miserably. Did a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, definitely.
Yeah.
And I kind of, because this is not my first absolute fail in life, and definitely not the worst one, but it was totally a necessary one, because I learned that possession and being rich is something I'm not that interested in.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the end all be all kind of thing.
Yeah.
And what I found out, that as my company grew and I had more employees and more things going on, I was just constantly fucking busy.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to breathe.
Yeah.
And that's kind of nothing. Not that desirable.
Yeah. 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 But for some reason, this is the formula that's, this is the recipe for life that's being pitched to most of us.
Yeah.
It's just, you be that contractor.
Yeah.
You have all the employees and you build them damn houses.
Yeah. But that's not the reason I got into it to begin with. I wanted to build something beautiful.
Yeah.
And be creative within that.
Yeah.
Tried that also. It was super fun, but I kind of want to do other stuff too.
Yeah.
This is why I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
For instance.
Yeah.
Open up the doors to different things.
Yeah. And that takes guts. It fucking does. Because how often would you say you've had an idea that you really want to do, whatever it was, and you just kind of just push it to the sides because, it's too this, or I can't,
I think most of my most brilliant ideas was kind of pipe dreams.
Yeah.
I was smoking a lot and I thought of all kinds of cool stuff. Did 0 of them.
You just stayed in your, whatever lazy boy exists. Yeah. But besides pipe dreams.
Yeah. Yep. It's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. And where do you see yourself going? Are you, how do you do it? Are you picturing yourself going a place or doing stuff, or?
What would be the kind of short answer?
Doesn't have to be the short answer. We have time.
So where do I see myself going with this?
Yeah, and do you kind of visualize it? Because I found, like, now doing this stuff, I've kind of tried to not limit myself.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean with it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it like I mean it. If it goes somewhere, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. I'm doing it.
Yeah. I've been doing some stuff for the past month, just extra stuff, commercials and the TV show. This is work in progress.
Yeah.
And I believe, and I consider myself at, ground level, working my way up.
Yeah.
And because I believe, and I wholeheartedly believe that, brilliant people, they have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And 99% of all of us start at the very bottom and we work our way up. So I believe So what going to school gave me kind of the approval just to do this, you know. It kind of gave me the courage to kind of look in the mirror and say, dude, you're doing this, you know. It doesn't matter how long it takes, where we have to take it. We will do this. I see myself, for sure, doing this. It's slowly but surely this will gain traction until one day something will happen, you know. When and how, you know, with what people, I don't know, you know, that's the future, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, you dream, you have dreams, you know, I don't want to sound pessimistic, and I don't want to sound too optimistic, you know. Sky's the limit though. But, you know, there's always this kind of thing, kind of holding, you know, kind of keeping me from going just completely to the sky and just existing there. But I believe in humble beginnings, and I believe I'm starting this is my kind of starting point from there, and you know, blood, sweat, and tears and all that, you know, that's what it's going to take for me to create stuff, and hopefully, you know, at some point it's going to be, you know, sustainable financially, so I can sustain myself and hopefully a family, because you know, time's ticking, and you know, the biological clock is kicking in. So you know, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, it would be that bad to have a family, you know. You know, but for sure, one day I believe this will be, you know, I will be successful enough so this will be what I do. Not just acting, but surrounded by people who are creating stuff and doing stuff, and kind of not living within the frame of society, you know. But it's gonna take so much work, and I'm gonna get so many rejections, and I'm gonna have people telling me to give up acting, and you know, you're worthless, you're trash, you're talentless, you know. And I'm gonna go through those, you know, feelings and kind of these thoughts. I'm gonna have to go through them, you know, with myself, you know, as they come up, because, you know, I sometimes have these unrealistic standards. Let's say I did Ren, and I watch Ren, and I'm like, damn it, I'm not like Daniel Day-Lewis. Fuck, I suck. Stupid. You know, it's you know, it's I'm still learning, man. It's, you know, it's all very new to me, but humble beginnings. And I think that's just how the most successful people, they start from the ground and they work their way up, you know. And it takes time. And the only way for this to be a failure is to give up, you know, whatever it is, you know. If you're studying something, you're playing in a band, you're doing the podcast, you're acting, you're directing, you're a cinematographer or a you know, a filmmaker, whatever. You know, the only way you fail is to give up, and that's my number one kind of, you know, thing, is just don't give up. Even though it kind of looks like nothing's happening, and you're not getting auditions, you're not getting anything, blah blah blah. It's just not give up, you know. Because if there's anything I've learned for the past like 10 years since we first met, in January it's going to be 10 years.
10 years.
It's,
Are
you know,
fucking with me?
No, it's going to be 10 years now. It's a decade, my man. No, I mean, in all honesty, if there's, you know, one thing that I've learned since we met, you know, it's you know, just don't give up. You know, whatever you're doing, you know, just don't give up. So that's kind of the mantra, especially now, you know, nothing's happening. I'm looking for a, you know, 8 to 4 job, you know, and yeah, I'm gonna do the acting, you know, I'm gonna work on my acting, you know, when I'm done working and all that stuff. Let's just do not think that you failed, you know. Because as soon as you start thinking about, that you failed, that's game over.
Yeah, I don't see you fail.
No, I mean, it's just in general for
I
everyone.
definitely see this working out for you.
Humble beginnings,
Yeah.
Let's just see where it goes, And yeah. But I can't wait to fucking listen to your record.
It's in the making
Yeah.
still. Next fucking summer.
Yeah.
That's the deadline. That was tough also. Oh yeah, tell off. I switched to Icelandic.
For how long ago?
Just for one word, okay. So we're cool then.
I did not No, I mean...
Yeah.
It's all just work in progress, I mean, admittingly, there are days where you feel like, you're not gonna achieve anything, and that's just a negative thing you kind of wake up to, It's just the funk of being,
Yeah.
But all it takes is just watch, a brilliant piece of acting on YouTube or something, and I'm just right back into just yes, this is why I love acting. It's some motivation, but I don't know. Let's say in 20 years' time, I'm doing theater, I'm doing commercials here and there and extra and just small parts, and it's not enough to be sustainable. How I feel right now and kind of the point going into acting is just okay. I mean, if I have the chance to just do this, that's kind of the point. Just to be in this creative space, because this creative space, and now I'm talking about kind of the mindset, it's just having access to that mindset and not checking out from it. That in itself is you can't put a price tag to that.
No.
But I mean, doing this stuff and it sustains you, I mean, that's just the cherry on the top, And I feel I have to kind of remind myself of this, so I won't get frustrated because I'm not making money or I'm not getting big parts, Don't you know who I am? I just graduated from school. I am a trained actor. There's nobody's going to give you a fucking acting job because you're a trained actor. Just fuck that.
Yeah, that's for me. It's a weird part of being an actor. Just this asking for roles thing.
Auditioning, yeah.
Auditioning.
Getting 1,000 rejections, and then you get the yes.
That shit.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I could do that.
And I'm not sure I could, fucking play a guitar in front of people, or sing.
I'm not doing that now, so I'm cool. Just going in front of two other guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
But also,
and
I'm doing that shit for myself.
Yeah.
And I think you're coming from that place too. You're doing this shit because you want to fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean...
Not so other people will like you while you're doing it.
I mean, there are days when I confuse myself with, needing approval from others. And just me approving myself.
Yeah.
There's such a big difference between that,
Oh, definitely.
And as soon as I show up and I do this podcast and I need you to approve me, it's just, I mean, then this is going to be the worst thing ever. I'm going to feel like shit. I'm going to be censoring myself, and I'm going to be just, with a whip on my back. It's just, no, you got to sound awesome and cool and, world traveler, motherfucker. It's a fucking destructive kind of mindset, to kind of incorporate. It's just, I need you to, approve of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Do you like the way I'm playing my music? It's just, approve me. Just say you love me.
Yeah.
It's so dysfunctional, but no, for sure. I mean, just doing stuff because it fucking makes you happy. It's, who would have thought it's awesome,
Yeah.
Because, I honestly, I do not think that I've ever been in, a situation like this where I'm doing stuff that's, that's fulfilling. And I'm not talking about, drinking or doing other, nasty stuff.
Nasty stuff.
No, it's the, it's the gifts. This is a fucking gift. I feel, I paid a lot of money for that gift.
It's fucking mine now.
It's gonna haunt me until, my dying day.
No.
But that's, fuck that.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we're kind of good.
Okay.
How about you? Is there anything you want
I
to
can
say
go
to
for
the-
another 2 hours.
Are you gonna?
I can.
You want to say something to the good people of YouTube?
Actually, I have this monologue that I
Okay.
prepared. No,
Okay.
no, I'm kidding. No.
Could you do inspirational dancing?
Huh?
Could you do an inspirational dance?
Yeah.
Okay, let's not do that though.
Yeah.
So
If we're good, we're good. It's been fun.
I think so. I really, really have to pee.
Yeah.
It's kind of messing with my chi. And yeah.
Thank you.
Hilmar.
Thank you for having me. I love you, buddy. I love you.
Love you too. Okay. Bye bye.